Hi everyone, meteorologist Emery here in the Fox 19 First Alert Streaming Center for our Black Friday edition of 19 at Noon. We are live wherever you stream on the 24/7 weather streaming channel. We're live on YouTube, fox19.com, the Fox 19 News and First Alert weather app, and of course, we are live on Facebook, both the Fox 19 Facebook page as well as my Facebook page at Emery WX, where if you have any questions or want to make some comments, of course, respectfully, we can have a conversation, again, on both the Fox 19 Facebook page as well as my Facebook page. So, good early afternoon. Again, meteorologist Emery here. Hopefully you've had a great Thanksgiving. Hopefully you've had a great Black Friday so far. Maybe you were shopping early this morning. Maybe you were sleeping in. Maybe you're already putting up the Christmas decorations. Whatever it is you're doing, hopefully you've had a good day so far, and hopefully you're staying warm because it is cold wherever you are. And we're talking about temperatures today only in the low 30s, and a few flurries. Even light snow showers are not out of the question. We'll take a look at some of the cameras here in a couple moments, as well as the forecast this weekend does show some light snow showers on Saturday night. But yeah, I'll be honest, I'm a little tired here today. I was here until about midnight last night. We went on a little bit later because of sports. And of course, waking up at 7 a.m. doesn't feel quite as early, but definitely feels early whenever you don't get home till almost 1 a.m. But got the gas station coffee to keep me awake, keep me warm, and hopefully you've got something to keep you warm too. Are you a hot coffee drinker? Are you a hot cocoa drinker? Are you a tea drinker? Or do you just go for the energy drinks or soda? Let me know in the comments what you prefer. I go for the gas station coffee. In fact, I think I had this debate with Stefano and Jordan in between our morning extra. I think gas station coffee is better than those premier brands like Starbucks or Dunkin'. Now, I will say, hats off to both of those companies for iced coffee, but when it comes to hot coffee, you can't go wrong with a Colombian brew over at Speedway. Not a sponsor, just a shout out. Speaking of shout outs, hopefully you're going to be supporting some small businesses this weekend with Small Business Saturday. I made a Facebook post earlier. I'm not a big crowd person, so Black Friday is not really my thing. But Small Business Saturday, of course, great to support local businesses to get gifts for the holiday season. It's always nice to have that. But if you're heading out today shopping or you're heading out tomorrow, regardless, it's going to be cold. Got a few peaks of sun trying to come through, but we are looking at flakes flying. I don't know if you can see it or not, but we do have very light flakes beginning to come down here in Cincinnati. Notice the American flag atop the U.S. Bank Tower. It is blowing in the wind. It is blustery out there. Temperatures have climbed back to 32 degrees. There we go. We've got some of that snow shower activity picking up as we speak. I was kind of stalling because I was waiting for this to happen, but there we go. It's getting more intense. So we do have snow showers now officially moving into Cincinnati. On radar, it was kind of hard to tell during the 11 o'clock news hour whether or not it was snow showers or flurries, because sometimes those colors don't really indicate if it's a steady band or very light. And with this dry air mass, it certainly makes it a little bit of a challenge. But yes, we do have snow showers here this early afternoon. We'll switch it over to our Newport Levee camera. This is aiming towards, there we go. This is aiming over towards the Big Mac Bridge, Daniel Carter Beard Bridge. They're doing construction there, and going to be a big feat for them to do over the next several weeks. So let's look at radar right now, and that's going to show us the flurries and light snow showers. And this will be on and off through the day. Not going to bring in much of the way of impacts, but you might see maybe a very light dusting on top of elevated surfaces like your vehicle if it's not on today, roofs, even maybe some grassy surfaces, especially along hills or not necessarily in valleys. But nonetheless, though, we're not looking at much of the way of impacts with this. At best, if you're traveling today, it might briefly reduce visibility, but nothing significant enough to where it's going to create any kind of travel issues. But we are looking at, again, some of these snow showers beginning to pick up here in Hamilton County, also towards Butler and Warren counties. And again, on and off through the day. We had that first wave earlier today that moved through Warren, Claremont, Brown, Clinton, Highland, and Adams counties, now beginning to move towards the Scioto Valley. But we do have more activity here towards Indianapolis, moving into portions of southeast Indiana. This is all part of, let's see if it zooms out far enough. If not, I can just move it. This is the culprit for this cold air. So what we've got here is this big area of low pressure. Notice the clouds spinning right here. This is a large area of low pressure, very low height, so very cold air, and it's delivering us that cold air out of the north and west today. And the cloud cover, hence why today's highs are only going to be in the low 30s. Not much change in temperature throughout the day. But do note, we got snow shower activity in western Michigan. Over towards the UP here, we also have towards Toronto. You also have it towards northeast Ohio, also into northern Pennsylvania and into western New York, and even upper west New York. All of those areas are dealing with lake effect snow. Could see significant amount of snow in those locations. Not for us. We're not going to see that. We're just looking at flurries, maybe a light snow shower at best from this system. But it is cold, no matter where you go. 30 up in Detroit, 31 Pittsburgh. We're at 32 here this hour in Cincinnati. Down into southwestern portions of Kentucky, into Nashville, Tennessee, right at 40 degrees there here this hour. 33 in St. Louis, 23 in Chicago. And if you want to escape the 30s and 40s, you got to go all the way over the Appalachian Mountains towards the mid-Atlantic, where right now in Richmond, Virginia, it is 50 degrees. So what we're going to do now is look at some of the temperatures here locally in the Fox 19 Now viewing area. Again, not seeing much change to it, but there's something I do want to show you, the wind chills. So right now we're into the low 30s, 30 in Batesville, 28 in Richmond, Indiana, 32 in Middletown and in Hamilton, 34 at the Lunken Airport, 31 in Batavia, 30 in Lebanon and in Wilmington, over at the Wilmington Air Park there in central Clinton County. But we've got winds, blustery. Sustained winds anywhere from 6 miles per hour in Batesville to 20 miles per hour up in Wilmington, and gusts getting close to 30 miles per hour. You factor in those winds and the cold air, you get wind chills or feels like temperatures in the teens and low to mid 20s. So right now the wind chill in Wilmington with those gusts close to 30 is at 18 degrees. Again, the 6 mile per hour wind sustained over in Batesville, the temperature there at 30. It feels like 24. So the slightest breeze does make a difference when conditions are this cold. And so, again, today's high temperature is only going to be pretty much what it is right now, 32 degrees. So once this graphic wants to cooperate, we got a high of 32, which is well below normal. Our average high is 48 degrees. And if you are traveling across the region, again, I showed you the snow shower development there towards Chicago, even towards Indianapolis, Cleveland, Charleston, West Virginia, also looking at some snow shower activity. Even into Pittsburgh, can't rule out a few flurries or light snow showers there, and in Columbus. But everyone's in the upper 20s or low 30s. Again, if you want to see any kind of sunshine or 40s, you got to go down into the Tennessee Valley there in near Nashville. So today, gusts will get as high as about 30 to 25 to 30 miles per hour. And the breezy conditions will linger into tonight into Saturday morning. Saturday afternoon, we're also looking at gusts close to 25 miles per hour. And this is going to be the difference maker for feeling colder. So let's do this. We'll take a look at those feels like temperatures, future feels like here, this forecast model this midday, doing a fairly decent job indicating those teens to low to mid 20s. In fact, it's nailed Wilmington so far as well as over towards Batesville. But we go into this afternoon, not going to change much. Wind chills again in those teens and low to mid 20s. Now, Saturday morning, we're talking about wind chills perhaps in the single digits to our northern counties. Not surprising. It's, when you have an air mass like this, usually our northern counties, northern areas are kind of the culprit for getting the coldest conditions. It's a lot more flat terrain. The wind's still a little bit more sharp, and it gets a little bit colder. So Connorsville, Batesville, Hamilton, Middletown, Lebanon, Waynesville, Wilmington could all see wind chills in the single digits. Very close to that towards Hillsborough, over towards Sharonville, Milford, Harrison, Lawrenceburg, over towards Greensburg and Versailles could also see wind chills close to the single digits. Low teens elsewhere, though. We go into Saturday afternoon. Wind chills will be kind of similar to the air temperature because the winds will die down a little bit, but still could see wind chills in the mid-20s for your Saturday. And then Sunday, we are looking at wind chills in the teens and 20s. So for the Bengals game, you want to layer up whether you're tailgating or going to be at the game. And let's hope the Bengals can pull off a win. They desperately need that to even have a playoff chance at this point. But we go into Monday morning, even colder. So if you are going back to work on Monday morning, you got kids going to school on Monday morning, it's imperative to make sure that you are layering up, making sure you have ways to stay warm. If you use a bus stop, I would highly suggest getting some hand warmers, making sure you wear some thick gloves, because when you get wind chills like this in the single digits, if you're outside for a long period of time, it could be unhealthy for you. So make sure to keep that in mind. And this is going to be kind of the similar instance for Tuesday morning too. So really cold air is on the way. And we talked about snow shower chances come Saturday night. We'll talk about that here in just a moment, but I do want to take a pause here real quick and look at some of the Facebook comments and questions. We'll begin with the Fox 19 Facebook page. Okay, Michael seems to love the snow showers. Good for you, Michael. I don't mind them either. In fact, I do like to see snow. Susan says, good day, Ethan. Enjoying the flurries. Glad you're enjoying the flurries. I know some folks hate it. I don't mind it. It's also funny to me to say that I'm inside today. No, even when I worked construction, I didn't mind working in the flurries. The only downside is that I have very poor circulation in my fingers and hands, so I had to wear gloves just to do day-to-day things. Daryl, good friends of mine up in New Vienna, saying, we hope you had a great Thanksgiving. I did. I was here yesterday afternoon, but Thanksgiving morning I was able to spend some time with family having some Thanksgiving brunch. Had some, what did we have? We had Gouda, bacon, eggs, and French toast. Really nice. Now, Tuesday I celebrated Thanksgiving with most of my family just because of the schedule I have in TV. We had mush, we had bacon and eggs for that breakfast, and then we also had the turkey, ham, sweet potatoes, mashed potatoes, green beans, all the good stuff. Not green bean casserole, just green beans with some garlic, good stuff. And added some of the bacon we made that morning into it, give it a little extra flavor. Daryl saying in Hillsborough, it's hit or miss of a stray snow shower. So, yeah, so again, on and off snow flurries, light snow showers are going to be kind of the name of the game for today. And so this model not doing a good job of indicating that, but we are looking at on and off snow flurries and light snow showers. We continue into this evening. We'll eventually see those come to an end, and skies will clear out late tonight. Going into your Saturday morning, temperatures in the teens and low 20s, clear skies. You'll see sunshine tomorrow morning. However, tomorrow afternoon, clouds will begin to increase. Tomorrow's dry during the daytime. So if you're heading out to small business Saturday, looks fine weather-wise. We're not looking at snow or rain or anything like that, just dry but cold. But we go to Saturday night into Sunday morning, snow shower activity south of the Ohio River. If you're watching yesterday at 7:15, we discussed this. We discussed where this wave of energy would go, and this wave of energy, whether or not it moves further north or goes further south. Now, this is to no surprise to me. In fact, I even brought this up yesterday at 7:15 that model trends were pushing it further south, and I agreed because this cold air mass is so strong, it's not going to let this thing cut through it. So anyone who's going to see any potential for any minor accumulating snow is going to be to our far south. So Carrollton, Owenton, Dry Ridge, Williamstown, Falmouth, Brooksville, Mount Olivet, Maysville, Mayslick, Vanceburg, Kinnickinnick, and maybe West Union, Manchester, Ripley, over towards, say, Russellville. And those areas won't see very much. In fact, what we'll do now is take a look at that snowfall forecast, and this is just one particular forecast model. And we go ahead and go into Saturday night into Sunday. It's not impressive. It'll be out of here by Sunday morning dawn. But you'll see here, most of the amounts are less than a half an inch. Not surprising. So if anything, Sunday morning, if you live in the areas I mentioned, again, far southern counties of the tri-state, not affecting Cincinnati Metro. So if you live in Cincinnati, Hamilton County, Boone, Kenton, Campbell counties, nada. If you live in our northern counties, nothing. If you live in areas like Georgetown, Hillsborough, Lawrenceburg, Versailles, Batesville, Greensburg, no. But if you live in our southern counties, again, Carroll, Owen, Grant, Pendleton, Bracken, Robertson, Mason, Lewis, and far southern Brown and Adams counties, you might see a little something. Less than a half an inch is what it looks like. And with it happening at night, could be a few slick spots. Can't rule it out, especially on bridges and overpasses, and then also on elevated surfaces or grassy surfaces. But it won't be amounting to very much. But if you see something, you can always take a picture of it and send it to us at fox19.com/pics. We appreciate that, especially for our folks who live in those rural areas. Don't see as many photos in those locations, and I love being from a rural area myself in southeastern Highland County. I always love to see photos on the farm of snow, or anything, nature photos too. But yeah, not looking at very much in the way of any kind of big issues with this. Very minor, very limited impacts from that. So let's again focus now on Bengals game day. So this is over on Sunday morning. If you're tailgating Sunday morning, again, it's going to be a rinse and repeat of saying this. You're going to hear me say it this afternoon at 6 o'clock here on Fox 19. You're going to hear Chief Meteorologist Steve Horsemeyer say it tonight at 7:15, and you'll hear him say it at 10 o'clock tonight. And that is bundle up, layer up. Make sure you're wearing gloves, cover up your skin, a scarf, a heavy coat, something to cover up your ears, because it's going to be cold. Temperatures for tailgating, this will be around 10, 11 a.m. Looking at the mid-20s, mostly cloudy conditions for that. Feels like temperatures in the teens. Kickoff 29 at 1 o'clock over at Paycor Stadium. And wind chills will be in the upper teens and low 20s. And then by halftime, you might see a few more breaks in the clouds with some sunshine, but it ain't going to help. It's still going to be quite cold with wind chills in the 20s for that. And the winds won't be anything significant, but again, when you get temperatures like this, the slightest breeze does make a difference. So think the winds on Sunday will be anywhere from 5 to 15 miles per hour, maybe a gust at around 20. It's not really breezy, but it's going to feel blustery because of the fact that it's so cold. And we use wind chills, which are feels like temperatures, because you have to consider, even if you're wearing layers, the heat displacement from your body. If you're not wearing the layers, a lot more heat can be removed, but when you are wearing those layers, the heat is a lot more retained. Now, some heat will go away, but it's not nearly as much. That's why it's really important to have the layers. So the Bengals hosting the Pittsburgh Steelers. Let's just hope they pull out a win. I'm tired of seeing them lose. I'm tired of seeing the old Bengals, especially with the way Joe and Jamar and Trey Hendrickson have been playing. And, of course, we got your post-game reaction here on Fox 19 and a lot of content leading up to the game here on Fox 19 with our talented sports team, Joe, Jeremy, Gabby, and Reagan. Looking at our long-range computer model, this model is also not doing a great job with the flurries and light snow showers we're seeing today. We go into, again, Saturday night into Sunday. This model has been consistent with this. This wave of energy is going to keep those snow showers concentrated to our far southern counties, also extending into Lexington, into portions of Louisville, and perhaps over towards the Lake Cumberland area, over towards portions of western Kentucky near Bowling Green, where I used to work at. Could see some minor accumulations for areas north of Bowling Green. But we go into Sunday, we are looking at, again, clouds decreasing. We go into Monday, we're dry. We go into Tuesday, we're dry. But by Wednesday, we are looking at a rain-snow mix. It's going to be a rain-snow mix transitioning to rain as temperatures will get a little bit warmer heading into Wednesday afternoon, breaking into the 40s. Thursday, we could also see some moisture, but we head into the end of the week, into next weekend. We're dry, but we're cold yet again. And do note that we do have another area of low pressure up towards the Great Lakes region, although this will be a little bit more limited compared to what we're experiencing today. But if you got folks up to the north, more lake effect snow towards Cleveland, Erie, Pennsylvania, Buffalo, New York, and up towards upstate New York and into western Michigan and the UP of Michigan and even into portions of Wisconsin up that way. And of course, Chief Meteorologist Steve Horstmeyer will give you that 14-day forecast exclusively tonight at 7:15. I'm going to also show it at 6:45 here on Fox 19. We're going to be streaming on 19.3 and, of course, again, anywhere you stream at that time. But, again, the name of the game here is a cold forecast. Here's a 7-day. You can see clouds do increase on Saturday. That snow late, especially for areas south of the Ohio River, high of 34 then. Sunday, partial clearing and a high of 30. Sun and clouds for your Monday and 31. Tuesday, partly cloudy and 33. A chance of a rain-snow mix and breezy for your Wednesday, a high of 40. And Thursday, clouds increasing with a chance of that rain shower activity and a high of 45 degrees. So that is a 7-day forecast. Take one last look at the Facebook comments on both the Fox 19 Facebook page as well as my Facebook page before we wrap this up. On Fox 19, Betty says hello, hi to you, and asking about my Thanksgiving day. Yesterday I was here at work in the afternoon, but I did get a chance to see some family, my aunt and uncle and cousins for some Thanksgiving brunch. We had some, of course, geta, bacon, eggs, and French toast, which was really nice. And then yesterday afternoon, I just celebrated with a cup of ramen. So I had turkey. Don't worry, I had turkey on Tuesday. I celebrated Thanksgiving more with my family on Tuesday at my dad's. So that was nice. Susan saying, I wish that snow would have been more north. So the flurries and light snow showers we're seeing now. Yeah, some folks are probably agreeing with you, Susan. I don't necessarily mind it. I like seeing snow. And this is the time of year where you tend to see snow. All right, look at my Facebook page real quick before we conclude this episode of our 19 at Noon weather show. Daryl saying, I love mush. That was a breakfast I had on Tuesday morning prior to our Thanksgiving dinner. Mush is great. Love it. It's also good with... my aunt and uncle made this for me. We had mush and we had Spam. Really good when you cook it on the on a, what do you call it? Not a grill, I guess a George Foreman. But we had that once and really good stuff with that. Jeff says, hello, Ethan. Hope you're having a great day. Can't complain, and Jeff wants to bring on the snow. But I'll be here this afternoon. I'm working on a couple of projects. And I will be, again, live at 6 o'clock on 19.3 and wherever you stream here on Fox 19, giving you an updated forecast and the exclusive 14-day forecast. And we'll dive into all that stuff then. And, of course, if you missed that, Chief Meteorologist Steve Horstmeyer will be here giving you the 7:15 weekday evening weather show. We have that every weekday night. And he'll break down more details on this, too, and maybe share some of his Thanksgiving things he did with him having his much-deserved day off yesterday and most of the day today off. Hard worker, deserves to have some of that time to relax and spend some time with his wife and dogs. So that's going to conclude this 19 at Noon. And so thank you all so much for joining us. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my gas station coffee and get to working on the updated First Alert forecast. In the meantime, though, you can always get the First Alert forecast on the Fox 19 First Alert weather app. Of course, on the fox19.com/weather and the 24/7 weather streaming channel. Maybe you're watching us then there, but we'll give you that forecast update on the app, too, here early this afternoon with all those numbers crunched together. But thank you all so much for joining us. Have a wonderful Black Friday. Stay warm and stay safe.